Hi there, it's Cherie from Cherie'sCraftyGirls.com. Thank you for joining me today. Today my project is this lovely little box. On one of my previous videos I made this box for Ferrero Rochers, and it's a two-part box that you just slip the lid on. This one is exactly the same but hinged. It's for my four Ferrero Rochers, and it's a hinged box, which I think is really lovely. And with this you're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 9 inches by 7.5. You're going to need 3 or 4 pieces of DSP which measure 5.25 by 1.25. 2 or 4, again the DSP, that measure 1.25 by 1.25. Now the reason I say 3 of the larger one or 4 is because you want 1, 2, 3 and you can leave it there, but I put 1 on the inside of the box as well. And you could have 1, 2 of the squares and leave it there, but I again put them on the inside of the box, hence the reason I say 3 or 4. It's entirely up to you. The DSP I'm using today is from our autumn winter catalogue, which is out on the 1st of September, and it really has some beautiful stamp sets and some amazing die cutting framelits and this beautiful house. It really is, and the ribbons, and there's some little embellishments, some little pine cones that you hang. Oh, there really is some beautiful things in that catalogue. And this cardstock I'm using, the DSP I should say, I'm using today is from Presents and Pine Cone. Now you get 2 sheets of each design. They're all double-sided, and as you can see there really are some really pretty designs for both cards and boxes, and the colours match with cherry cobbler. Let's do it on this one because it's got most of the colours on it. So you've got cherry cobbler, delightful Dijon, emerald envy, the lighter green is the mint macaron, and of course you've got the whisper white for the back. So you've got quite a choice of colours to use with that one. I'm using cherry cobbler for the main body, and we're going to start with the long side at the top, and you're going to score at 1.5 inches and at 7.5 inches. Turn, so the short side is at the top, and we're going to score again at 1.5, 3, 4.5 and 6. And that's all the scoring done, so pop that out of the way. Fold and burnish your score lines. I think this is a super Christmassy colour. Absolutely love it. And we're going to, with the squares on the side, that is the sides that we're going to cut. So taking your snips, you just want to snip up and notch the first box, and just take a smidgen off, cut up the second box and leave that square, up the next score line, and again notch and remove a smidgen and leave that one whole, up the next score line and notch and take a smidgen off, and do exactly the same on the other side. So notch, notch and trim, up the next score line and ignore, that box. We don't want to touch that one. So notch, notch and trim, and up that score line, and leave that box alone. And then we just notch, notch and trim the last box, and we remove all of the debris. Now decide which end is your front, or the lid of your box, because your box is going to come together like so. So it doesn't matter at the moment which one, but you're going to leave one of these without DSP on it, because that's going to be the base of your box. So I'm going to use that as the front of my box. So I needed to put the DSP facing that way. So just get a little bit of Tombow and secure that on. And making sure that's the correct way. Alright, so just make it nice and even. And that's going to be the front of your box. And so these are going to be the lid. So again, you need to make sure that your bows are the correct way and pop those on. And the reason I'm doing it this way, because that way you can make sure that it's all facing the correct way when you've made up your box. So just quickly using some dot. You can use fast fuse snail, or whichever you prefer. I'm just using it because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room so that I can get it where I want it to be. Okay, so that's the front. So you now need to do the lid, which needs to face the same way as your bows. Okay, and there's your lid. That's lovely. And then obviously as you fold it up, that's the front, that's the lid, this is now the back. So we want to go the opposite way with your bows. So that keeps them all facing in the correct direction. And that's that one. And that's the bottom, so we don't want anything on that. And this is going to be on the inside, so again, you want it facing the wrong way. Or the same way as these two, but not this one. So just pop some Tombow on that one. And just pop him on as well. Remember to put him that way. So that when you fold your box up, lifting those up, everything is facing in the correct manner. And these ones, because they're coming up, again need to be facing like so, that way. And now we've got them all in the correct place, so we haven't got to worry about them being upside down or whichever. And there is all your sticking done at the moment on the outside. There. Now all you need to do is put a little with a 3/4 inch punch and as central as you can. That's the bottom. Nearly did it wrong. On the front of your box. So I don't know, about let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, about there. and just punch a little thumb hole. And that is all we need to do. And now we can construct our box. So put some adhesive, some Tombow, some snail, no not snail, I would use fast fuse maybe, or as I say sticky strip or some Tombow on all of your plain pieces, and we're going to make the box. Now the lid, you just want these two and align your corners and just hold it for a second till the glue sets, just for a second. And the same this side, marry your two corners up, and that's the lid. And for the base you're just going to do exactly the same, but you're going to bring both sides in to marry. There we go. Just hold it for a second while the glue sets, and the same on this side. Bring your two sides in and your side up and marry your corners so they all sit really, really beautifully. And there you are. There is your beautiful, beautiful box. It's that quick and simple to make. Now, I do believe in the main catalogue, Stampin' Up! Have a punch. Now, I should have looked this up before, to make a bow, which is a bow builder, and it's £16, and I would use that. I haven't got it yet, but I have a envelope punch board that makes bows, and I'm just going to pop that on there, and I'm just going to bend them down slightly, and I'm going to sit that bow on the top of my box. So it just sort of sits like that, and again just hold it for a minute until it sets. Just going to put a little bit on there to hold that down as well, because it's not holding. So just put a little bit more and hold that down, and perhaps a little bit on there to hold that one down as well. And that will just hold my bow as if it's falling over the side of the box. And I'm going to put my Merry Wishes there or there. I think I might put it there. And that came from the stamps are Oh What Fun, and I've used the Merry Wishes. This again is in the Autumn Winter catalogue, so that's a really nice buy as well. So with my outlined my dimensionals, there they are. A couple of dimensionals on the back. Whoops, it's stuck to me. On the back, I think I need to just move that one slightly up and take off the backing and pop them to one side, on the top or on the front. I'm going to put it there. Just pop that on, and on top of that I'm going to put two large little basic jewel pearls, and the reason I'm using the large, I think because they look like snowballs, so I'm just going to pop them on there so they sit there, and I might even put one in the middle of my bow. I think that's super. And for the punch I used our duet banner, and I punched that out, and I used cherry cobbler ink pad for the sentiment. So there we have, and again you can just pop your chocolates out and pop them in there so I don't buy any more. Just bend that back slightly, pop them in, and I think that makes a super Christmas gift. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my tutorial. If you have, please like or subscribe. Leave me a comment, I'd love to hear from you. You can join my team, there's a link below. Or if you wish to purchase any of the products used, there's also a link below to shop with me. I'd love to have you as part of my team, so come along and join Stamping Up under myself. Till next time, take care, bye.